Are you ready for an extra special episode of But It's Free for Everyone? I hope so. Hi, my name's Chris Kenner, and today we're going to be looking at Trove again, and we're going to be looking at the Shadow Tower. The Shadow Tower is like the big dungeon of this game. This is where you go with your friends, because you are going to die by your lonesome. So without further ado, let's open the Atlas and go to the little Shadow Tower entrance portal down here. Load this in, and this is just after they've brought in an update for the club world and an entirely new biome to play in, but we will look at that at a later date, because today I want to show you this, because I promised in my previous video that I would. So this is like a little hub for joining other groups running through the Shadow Tower. And I'm going to go up the easy side because I am not capable of taking on the harder ones. These are Shadow Tower portals. They're not always open. You can open them yourself. And in fact, to begin with, I am going to go and open my own one in my own club world. And then I will come back here. But this will give you sort of some idea of how many people there are. These are just people that are wandering around waiting to go in. Never mind the people who have already just dived straight in. So let's teleport to my club. And I will actually open a portal to the first level of the Shadow Tower at the lowest difficulty so that I can use it just as a demonstration. So you can select your difficulty. I'm going to start on the normal difficulty with the bottom boss, which is the Spike Walker. You'll notice I can't open the next one up, the Weeping Prophet, until I have beaten the Spike Walker. And I can just go to the lobby from here. And before you go in, it's important to note you will need these shadow keys. Very important. The shadow keys are what allow you to actually unlock the chest at the end of the whole thing. So I've paid a little tiny bit of flux to open this portal to a Spike Walker Shadow Tower. It's just going to be me for this one, just this one boss. I will show you the others with other people, because I think I can only get as far as the third boss by myself. I've joined the yellow mushrooms, apparently. I don't know what that is. Some of this might have changed. But without further ado, let's go through this portal. And you can see everything's this sort of grey, purple and black motif. You can see I'm crushing some of these a bit bad. The Shadow Tower's levels are divided into, I think, 5. And within that, you will find 2 types of level. You have these exploration levels like this, where I'm wandering around taking out enemies as I meander through. There'll be the occasional boss, and then eventually I'll get to the end. So here's one of the bosses, Cursed Skulls. Although these are a bit more complicated than the standard Cursed Skulls, because you get more interesting enemies. So these are sort of like the standard enemies, but then you'll get like 2 giant enemies, and then there's a giant sort of bulldog looking thing later on that you will see. But yeah, you'll have one type of level that's like this, and it still plays similar to the main game. And then you will have arena levels, which will actually look quite similar to this room, but quite a bit bigger. So let's take this out. That's the big bulldog boss. They've got a lot of damage from fireballs, and they drop these big chests, which contain a little bit more loot than your standard ones, I think, sometimes. The Shadow Tower does have an increased chance for better loot, so it's well worth a run through if you get a chance. And I will explain the shadowy market once I've actually gotten something to show you in it. So let's go through to the next layer. So you sort of start out in that little lobby, run through the level, get to that finishing lobby, then jump through the next portal into the lobby for the next layer. And hopefully this will be an actual arena. So let's have a look. What's this one? Yep, you drop in from the ceiling. And there's occasionally lava. Sometimes there's a big lava-y structure right over this. And sometimes there's jump pads and all sorts of hazards around the arena. But this is the sort of arena that you will actually fight the proper boss of the Shadow Tower in. So we are going to come up against the Spike Walker, which, as I've said, I can take on my own. You see these big knight guys, and that guy again. Whoop. A little bit of slowdown. Let's go through the portal. I'm just going to get rid of all my loot in the loot collector. You will want to do this occasionally because in certain levels you can really, really quickly build up far too much loot, and then you won't be able to loot any of the really cool stuff. And usually you'll be able to catch up with people whenever they come to the bosses. If you've got like a group and they're just blasting through, you'll have time enough to be able to put away some of your loot before sort of catching up to them, because they will get slowed down by the boss. So let's activate this one. The nice thing about being the knight is I have that charging ability that I can use to sort of quickly close the gaps with an enemy. The knight's sort of a tanky class. If you've played a lot of other MMOs, he can take a lot of damage, and a lot of his stuff's focused on crowd control and dealing with a lot of enemies, but isn't actually specifically focused on keeping the enemies attacking you. If you want that, you need to unlock the Revenant. So we're in this next layer. I can't work out if I've gotten far enough that... Yep, this is the boss. I don't think it was 5 then, I think that was 3. I've just had a thing come up on my screen. There we go, go away. I'm not sure what that team that I've joined in the top left is. Weird. So, let's activate the Cursed Skulls and I will show you this first boss. You can see these are much bigger than your standard enemies. And I can hop on a mount and run around this arena. And I could just sort of keep away from him the whole time. I mean, it wouldn't kill him very quickly, but... bosses will have special attacks. You saw there, he sort of just exploded. He's already dropping spikes around the arena. And you can see there's that sort of guy suspended underneath, and he's the guy that's controlling it. I can't remember his name, Dr. something or other daft. So let's actually start laying into this. And you can see, despite how fast I was cutting through the enemies, this can actually take a lot of damage. But it is just one enemy. And this is designed to just sort of get you into the start of the spike tower, the Shadow Tower. So, a chest has appeared, but I can't just loot that by beating it up in the normal way. So I have my keys in here, and you'll notice if I hit the escape key, you can see I've got it on my little hotbar down here with the T key. And if I stand near, hold the T key, I'll do this little dance, and then loot will pop out. And did I get a shadow item? No, but I've got several resplendent items, which is nice. I seem to have also got some loot as well. Let me just swap me tome over. Okay, so then I will go through the portal, and that will be that pretty much done. I can now come to this final lobby, and I will have gotten some special loot. I will have gotten shadow shards, which I can turn into these chests, which might contain Hearts of Darkness, which I can use in there. And I will have also gotten Titan Souls, which I could use in this section to get more cool stuff. I think I'm actually saving up for that for the Dracolite. And if you beat the last boss of the tower, you get Lunar Souls, which you can use for these, which gives you some cool tomes and all sorts. And I'm not honestly sure. I have Despoiled Divinity. How do I get those? Oh, again by defeating the final boss. How do you get Lunar Souls then? Defeating the final boss. I don't know this game as well as I thought, apparently. Moonsilver Dragon Egg Fragment. You need a lot of those. How much is the night costume? 4. I could get that. I could get that very easily. Anyway, let's stop rambling. I am going to now go to the hub and see if I can find a bunch of other people running through the tower. Okay, I wanted to pick the recording up here because we've got quite a sizable team going now. And I think this is the last floor before the boss. The one I've gotten in on is the Shadow Hydraken, which is basically a big Shadow Hydra. It spits poison everywhere, that sort of thing. There's a lot going on screen. I've got, what, like 10 people? I think there's 10-ish of us here now. It's difficult to tell. But this should be the last sort of little mini-boss that we fight before we go into the next area. I have got one of the proper tanky classes in here, who's the Revenant. And he is doing a good job of sort of taking all the attention off the creatures, although when there's loads and loads of them it is really difficult and he doesn't manage to get all of them. But there's a good variety of classes in here. So this should be the sort of last thing before we get onto the Shadow Hydraken itself. And I'm going to feel a little bit silly if I'm wrong now. Or I could just edit it out. You would never know. No, this is its room. Let's wait for everyone to get here. There's this guy, Dragon Quest. He was like the only guy in when I first got here, and I thought, oh my god, this is going to take so long to find enough people. But no. Oh, there we are. One Shadow Hydraken. I'm just going to stab it in the feet. Oh, I think the Ice Age just froze it. Just going to jump up to its body here. Hopefully I'm dealing damage. You can see it's sort of like spitting acid onto the floor, which I'm now stood in. I'm just going to jump up here inside its body and beat it in the face. Oh my goodness, I am taking a lot of damage. Let me just get out of here quickly. I do have... Oh my goodness. Look at these worms. Let's take these out. I do have a little health potion thing that will automatically use if I'm going to die. So I'm a long way from death, believe me. But... Ooh, someone's frozen it again. Wail on it. Stay out of the poison. But, there's a lot to pay attention to. Oh my god, some of its heads have gone. Well, this is the first time I've actually fought this slowly enough to see the different stages that it goes through. Let's try and take this out. Ooh, I'm running out of jumps. I think if I stay in the air, I can just about stay inside it. I wish I had a ranged class to do this with for you, so that you could get a better view of the combat rather than me just being in this. I mean, this is exceptionally large, so there is that. There's a... Whoa! Whoa! Being kicked around the arena there. Do not want. But there is an Ice Sage in here who is freezing this boss periodically, and they are a saint for it. There we go, that's gone down now. Where is the chest? Oh, there it is. Let's see what loot we get from here. Yay, loot. So I've got 3 shards and a Titan Soul, and I think there was a shadow item in there. Well, there's a hat with attack speed, jump and health, and a sword, which I've got like shadow gear for all of my sword wielding classes. But still, you know, pretty cool. I'm not sure what's going to happen next. Whether someone's going to open a portal to a different boss. If they do, I'll probably... Oh, I got rid of that hat. That was foolish. Oh well. But yeah, if someone opens a portal to somewhere else, I will probably go through that boss. So let's see what I can find next. Just wanted to show you this section. This is the arena I mentioned with this lava structure around the cursed skulls. And you will, invariably, get a ranged enemy just sat in the lava. So if you're a melee class, it's a right pain to take them out. I've actually got the same team. We're doing the vengeful pinata god. There's the ranged enemy in the lava. They've had to stand in it to get rid of it. Right, so we're now on through to the last arena where we should actually fight the vengeful pinata god. And with a team that's as powerful as the one I've been finding I'm with, this should be kind of a cakewalk. So we're going to see. Just going to wait for as many people to get in until one person will inevitably just set it off. Might be that guy. No? But you'll find that with the sort of exploration levels, it's just a mad dash through to the boss rooms, just provided you're sufficiently powerful. Come on. Got to be someone. Is that a jump pad I saw? No. What's this? Oh, it's a key mold. That's cool. So if you've forgotten to actually craft some keys, you can just craft them when you're already in here. Oh, the boss has been summoned. This was a bad time to craft keys. There he is. And he spits out just loads of these little pinata fairies. And a sort of wide sweeping attack like I've got is great for just mashing through them, provided it's powerful enough to get through them. Look, there it goes, it's going down. And see, like, that's the difference that a powerful team makes. If you're powerful enough, then it really does just destroy bosses like that. So, here is the Weeping Prophet, and it's just me and this guy. This guy's actually, he's not a bad player, I don't want to say that, but he is being slightly inconsiderate because he's activating things like these cursed skulls as soon as he gets in the room. That means that if any players now come through into this level of the Shadow Tower, they won't be able to join us until the wave is complete, i.e. the Weeping Prophet is dead. Which is kind of a douche move. As you can see, I'm just a wee bit overpowered for this one. But I'm sure he might be actually a little bit peeved that I left him running around like that. But, you know, it's the way it goes. But it's not really fair on the other players what he's been doing, and I don't agree with it. Even if you are super powerful, you should really just try and shepherd other players through as best you can, because others will struggle. There is such a variance in power in this that it's quite drastic. So I've got the Darknik Dreadnought and the Daughter of the Moon left to do. Let's see if I can go to the lobby and find some portals for those. I've just loaded in and sort of come to sort of see that I was waiting for the next wave. So these guys are blitzing this level. So I'll pick back up when they've actually gotten to the boss, which is going to not take very long. We're on the sort of second. Oh no, it's the last floor now. There's this one guy who's he's able to take this on single-handedly. He's a neon ninja. There he is. You just see him in the middle of all this, and I'm barely touching this. But it just goes to show you how big of a gap in power there can be, and how much this game can scale up, that I can take on some bosses like they're nothing, and then have problems with others, and it really does change quite drastically. That took no time at all, and I might as well have not been there for all the difference I made. Look, I've got loads of shadow stuff, another hat, a face that I actually want to keep. So let's not loot collect that. You can sort of click them in here, and they'll stay unselected whenever you open this again to do your loot collecting. So you don't need to worry about getting rid of them then. I just wanted to start recording here because we're now on just the normal level Daughter of the Moon, and you can see how much effort it takes just for me to be able to take down the basic enemies. And this just shows you the sort of gulf in power that there is, and how much of the end game there is to this game. I'm not even technically there, I'm just able to do this. But there's a plethora of other players who will sort of run even very low level players through these dungeons, and just as long as they stay out of the way and have the right sort of healing flask, then they'll usually be fine and be able to survive long enough to reap the rewards. And you can get to this sort of level very quickly with grinding a little bit. And you'll probably get to the level that you can get through the first Shadow Tower with a small team, just by sort of playing the game until you sort of get bored of what you're doing enough to actually go and look this up. But now I am really struggling to be able to deal with these. Look, these are just cutting huge chunks out of my health. So I'll pick back up when we get to the boss. So we're just coming to the end of the sort of second to last floor before Daughter of the Moon. This has been a lot harder, but this is a phenomenon that you see in this, is that more players can join as time goes by. So if you're struggling really hard on a particular section, as a rule, more players will start coming in, and it'll gradually get easier. You've just got to be able to stick it out. So if I hop through this portal, yep, this is the Daughter of the Moon's chamber. The Daughter of the Moon, physically, as you're about to see, she's not all that imposing. Look, she's only so big, but in terms of actual power, she can be terrifying. Although by the looks of her health already, someone on our team is similarly scary, because I do not often see her go down with that sort of speed. But she has several moves. She will like shoot out lasers, which can be terrifyingly damaging. She has like a rapid fire gun that she will shoot with. I think you can see it. That's someone else shooting her. It's difficult to tell because there's so much going on. There's a lot of players here now because it's taken us a long time. Well, you can see her evil little face there. What's she doing? Be careful of her moves because she can cut big chunks out of my health. Oops, she's summoning something from the sky-ish. I keep getting this invulnerability shield. Someone else has very, very kindly specialised themselves for this and is making me very resistant to damage periodically. When's she going to change her moveset? Oh, there, she's doing something. Let's activate my special shield so that I can resist the damage. Where's she going? I can barely see through all the attacks that are coming in and all the There's the lasers that she launches. Look at that. You really want to stay out of the way of those. It's important to pay attention to her body language as best you can see it through all the sort of explosions and slashing and impacts that you can see. Yeah, more lasers. And those will just eat through your health if you stand in them. So I do strongly advise staying as best out of the way as you can. Something's dropped some loot. And she's gone down. That's probably one of the easier fights I've had, so someone else who joined in must have made a massive difference to that. There we go, I've got a lunar soul. So that's pretty much all of the Shadow Tower. That's all of the bosses. You can see all the players that are playing. But thank you guys for watching. Please do subscribe to our channel and hit the like button on this video, and hopefully I will see you next time.